Hi, today I want to talk to you about the impacts of social media on journalism. Now, we live in an age where social media is in everything we do, literally. So much so that people don't even have to do a regular 9 to 5 anymore. They can simply just go on social media and become what is now called a content creator. This is simply a person that creates content, whether it be funny videos or educational videos or even videos of you cooking in your kitchen. The, there's no limitations now when it comes to social media, and that has moved this way over into the realm of journalism. Now, because of this, we have to stop and ask ourselves a question: is it a good thing that social media has impacted our lives so much so in all areas, in all aspects? Take journalism for example. Is it a good thing that social media is so impactful on journalism? Because this can be good or it can be bad, it can be negative or it can be positive. So journey with me as I take a look at some positive and some negative ways in which social media has impacted journalism. Because of social media, web-based journalism is now a thing. Now I know you might be wondering, what is web-based journalism? Well, web-based journalism, as the name suggests, is really digital journalism. This is a form of journalism where it is really online and it's contemporary in nature, meaning the editorial content is distributed via the internet as opposed to regular broadcast or regular print medium. So it's everything is online. By the click of a button, the scroll of a finger, you have access to all the information. So this, and because of this, it is easier to reach an audience. But this is where some disadvantages would come into play. So while news outlets are now able to reach a wider audience, they have to consider the threat of fake news. Take Facebook for example. Facebook had, well, still no, Facebook has an issue with fake news being spread because it's so easily spread on Facebook. So on the social media platforms, Facebook is known for the news. You can go on Facebook and you can get news from all over. It's very good with that. Twitter is a social media platform that is used. It's kind of a medium in which change is created. Like Twitter is that space. If you want people to get to start talking about something, that's what they're going to do. Because we have to remember that Twitter only allows for words. There's no pictures, so it's really just words they're working with on Twitter. And the same thing is similar with Facebook and Instagram. The news is just right there for you to access. So some advantages of social media in journalism or on journalism would be the fact that it has a wide reach, so it's easier to reach, because the chances are persons will have an internet connection or they will have access to an internet connection, so they're able to see things online instead of picking up a printed copy to read it, right? And usually online news is more condensed, because online you have the option to, maybe you want to hear the news, so you have the option to listen to it instead of you having to read it. Or they would just put in small clips, or even on Instagram where there are reels, so they just condense the news and break it down to small pieces, take out important information so that's played to the viewer. So that's one advantage. It's very fast reaching, it's right there at the viewers. And also because of this, the interaction in journalism on social media is far greater than it would be on print. Because in the printed world or in broadcast media, in traditional media, you just print the information and put it out there for the public to come and buy it, or they consume it via their television or their radio. But now with social media, you can leave a comment, you can express yourself in the comment section, as we Jamaicans like to do, and also you can reply to somebody's comment, you can put them into your feeds, you can start a whole new conversation based on the news, or based on a particular information that you just received from a news outlet. But not only can the viewers interact with each other, the news outlets can now interact with the viewers. So some papers, some news outlets even have they even know, they just leave their numbers on their pages, and you can just simply just go on and have the information there and text the information to them, or maybe you want to give a heads up or something, you can simply just get in contact with them all through social media. And because of this, breaking news is shared faster. But this leads me back to my first disadvantage, which was fake news is now rampant because of social media and the journalism landscape. Because in truth and fact, traditional media as we know it is almost is over because it's mixed with new media. So there's really no set way to do broadcasting anymore because of how far technology has advanced and because of social media and its impact on journalism. Here in Jamaica, news outlets like The Observer, they will even hop on trends sometimes. You'll see them using hashtags that will link to a particular trend to get a particular story or a particular segment of their entertainment column trending. And this is all because of social media. And because they do that, more persons are interested or invested in the paper, in picking up their smartphone and going on their page to see the news. Now, in the United States, journalists have mixed views to the impact of social media on journalism. Some say it's positive, some say it's negative. We're going to go into that a little bit. So a recent study done shows that a vast majority of US journalists use social media sites today. Now, in their work, they use it, they appreciate it, they say it's helpful with reporting tasks, with following up, but it's also having a negative impact on journalism. Because now, with social media, everyone is a journalist. Take here, for example, in Jamaica, if a crash happens up the road, God forbid a crash happens up the road, somebody is going to pull out their smartphone and they're going to start videoing. And they're going to video that, they're going to put it on their WhatsApp status, they're going to put it on their Facebook feed, they're going to put it on their Instagram. They're probably going to text somebody, then send that person the video and say, you know, this is what happened, this is what I saw, him wrong, them did this, and then the news will say something totally different from the story that person posted or put out there. But that news is still out there and persons still will believe that news. So there are really positive and negative ways in which social media can impact journalism, because just by using our devices, we sometimes feel like we have the power to report the news in a particular way, where we have the power to control the narrative. So generally speaking, social media can be helpful. It can help journalists, it can make the lives of journalists way easier because it's, as I said, it's very easily accessible. Chances are we all have a smartphone. So getting in contact or finding a person on a particular social media platform to maybe get an interview with them or to get a follow-up with them as journalists can be pretty easy. We can just hop on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even LinkedIn. We can just hop on and get that person's information reached out to them. That's how it makes the life of a journalist easier. While on the hand, it gives persons the power to become citizen journalists, and this may prove harmful, especially if the story is a sensitive one. But also another advantage is that it boosts the revenue for companies. It provides money for companies, for media houses, because they're able to hop on trends and engage more with their audiences. They're able to spread the information more about their different columns that they have, the different segments that they have going on their news programs. It is also a good way for journalists to identify stories. It's also a good way for them to send out stories in a quicker manner, but it's also a good way for them to identify stories. Because remember, social media, it's supposed to be social, so we're all in the same world. Some of us more than others. So we can just simply hop on and maybe we see something that's trending and we can follow up on that and figure out there's a story here. And then later down the line, we'll see a different angle to that story that can also be covered. So social media, in essence, it really can help journalism, but it also can affect it. Because again, disadvantages, remember, can be citizen journalists because of the way they frame the news. Some persons might believe that the news outlets aren't competent, so they prefer going to the citizen journalists because they feel like they're getting all the information there. Another disadvantage is fake news, because it's hard to keep track of the news 24/7, and not everybody will follow up like journalists do on the information that they see. persons, the average person will just see a news story formed, and they will just read it and think that, oh, this is true. As I said before, Facebook is known for this. Facebook recently had to talk about their fake news and the different strategies that they're putting in place to prevent the spread of fake news, right? But another, also, as I mentioned before, the advantages are numerous as well. These involve a higher viewership, reaching more people, a wider audience, getting more persons involved, getting the message out there quicker. These are all things that social media allows journalists to do, interacting more with the public. And through interacting more with the public, getting more information, or getting the information that you wouldn't have gotten if you didn't have access to persons, just by the click of, just by typing, just by going on your phones and getting to interact with that person. But now I want to allow you to hear from a student so that she can state her disadvantage, that disadvantage. The student of Northern Caribbean University, she will be breaking it down a little bit more for you in a short
So
time.
social media has positive effects on journalism. It makes reporting much faster, and we have access to a large amount of information, but that point also serves as a con because there is too much information out there and many of the persons can create. And also another negative effect of social media on journalism is that too many persons are having the authority now or the voice now to report on things, and I don't like that. That's not good.
So remember, the next time you see news online or you see a citizen journalist making a post, think about the ways in which it's impacting the journalism landscape. Think about the way in which it's impacting you as a consumer. And what do you think? What do you think are some advantages and disadvantages of social media on journalism or in the journalism landscape? Leave your comments below and tell me what you think. Thank you for watching, and I hope you tune in next time.